Welcome back everyone. In today's video I'll be showing you how to make another delicious low-calorie meal, a savory calzone with tomato sauce, mozzarella cheese, pepperoni, and sliced jalapenos. And the best part, it only has around 500 calories. So starting off with the ingredients for the dough, we're going to be using 2/3 cup of self-rising flour, and this is the brand that I like to use, Gold Medal. And to that you're going to add 1 teaspoon of salt as well. Give that a little stir. Next up we have 2/3 cup of non-fat plain Greek yogurt. This is the brand that I like to use, Chobani. For sauce, Ragu tomato sauce is my go-to, and I take 2 tablespoons of that and add about a half a teaspoon of garlic and onion powder as well to bring out some flavor in it. For cheese, I like to use 1/4 cup of fat-free mozzarella cheese by Lucerne. For toppings, I like to use 10 slices of turkey pepperoni and 7 slices of pickled jalapenos. Now as far as garnish goes, it is optional, but I do like to add it as it helps brighten the dish. I like to use half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning and some egg wash. To make egg wash, crack an egg into a small bowl and add about a tablespoon of water. Give that a little stir. Looking at our calorie yield, we see that the total rounds up to be around 500 calories, or 495 to be exact. Just like the burger in my previous video, the calzone offers a lot of customization over how it can be prepared. So if you want to try out different toppings and portion sizes, go for it. It's your calzone, make it how you so desire. We'll begin by making the dough. Place your flour mixture on a flat surface and forming a divot in the middle of it. Now pour the yogurt into the divot and begin combining it all together. You'll notice that I'm combining the ingredients by initially scooping up the flour from the sides and pressing it into the yogurt. This is to avoid any direct contact with the yogurt. The yogurt is very sticky and touching it directly will cause it to stick to my hands, resulting in a lot of the dough forming on my hands. It isn't really a bad thing if that happens, it just makes it a big hassle to clean your hands afterwards. Once it starts to form into a dough-like consistency, you can go heavy with the dough kneading. And as a side note, if you find this method too messy, you can alternatively prepare the dough in a large bowl using a spoon or spatula. Now that the dough has been prepared, it's time to start flattening it out. Our goal is to flatten it into a circle with a diameter of about 8 inches. If you have a rolling pin, you can definitely use that. Since my hands are already covered in dough and flour, I prefer to just use them instead. As you're rolling it out, the dough will likely start to stick and become difficult to work with. When that starts to happen, I get around it by simply flipping it around and flattening it from the other side. It's likely that there's still some flour hanging around on your cutting board. Spread it underneath or on top of the dough to help remove the stickiness of the dough temporarily. If there isn't any flour left on your cutting board, you can add more, but try to be conservative with how much you add. Flour has a lot of calories in it. Once the dough has been flattened out to the desired size, we can begin adding the sauce and toppings. On one side of the circle, pour the sauce and spread it evenly throughout. Now follow up with your cheese and toppings. With the sauce and toppings now placed, take the empty side of the circle and fold it over the other side, sealing the edges together. Once the edges have been well sealed, take a knife and make a few slits to the top of your calzone. This will allow any hot air inside the calzone to escape as it bakes. Take a baking dish or air fryer pan, line it with some aluminum foil and spray it down with some non-stick cooking oil. Now place your calzone in the pan and add your garnish. And again, the garnish is optional, but it'll make your calzone look beautiful. And hey, who doesn't want to make their food look sexy? Now bake it inside your oven or air fryer at 400 degrees Fahrenheit for about 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, it may look done, but don't be fooled as the bottom is still undercooked. Flip it around and continue baking it for another 10 to 15 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. After those 10 to 15 minutes, remove it from the pan and let it sit for about 5 minutes to cool. And now check out that bad boy. Look at the beautiful glossy texture it has from adding the egg wash. See, I told you it was worth it to add the garnish. Eat it by itself or with some low-calorie sauce. Try it out, let me know what you think, and I'll catch you next time. Peace.